Hello everybody, I am Baltmatrix, and today we are taking a look at Transformers Studio Series Transformers 1 Deluxe Class Bumblebee. This figure was delivered from the Hasbro Pulse, and I purchased it from the Hasbro Pulse. It was not provided for free. You know, guys, I think I'm going insane. This figure is not bad. There is nothing really wrong with this figure. I have a few little quibbles, but it's so boring. It's not doing anything interesting. It's not doing anything unique. It's run-of-the-mill. I am bored. It is unenthusiastic, let's put it that way. The yellow is a more mustard yellow than anything else. The charcoal works well. The little blue highlight on the chest is okay. And the head sculpt is actually very good. I have zero complaints with this head sculpt. It's molded perfectly. It reminds me more of a Generation 1 version of Bumblebee as opposed to the Bumblebee from Transformers 1. That's not a bad thing by any stretch. Yeah, the head sculpt works really well. The figure is also pretty darn posable. Head is on a ball joint side to side, up and down are limited. There are two sets of joints in the shoulders, the first of which is for the transformation, which if I turn the figure around, that pin right there is for the transformation, but it does then allow you to move up and down the shoulder. Ball joint in the shoulder, swivel just above the elbow. Elbow bends at 90 degrees, fists do not articulate. There is, however, an issue with the elbow in that when you turn the arm outwards, the wheel pushes the arm down a little bit, but how often are you going to be making that pose? Torso swivel is present. Legs can kick forward and can kick back with no issue whatsoever. Legs can kick out at, well, about 75 degrees. Bend at the knee is pretty generous. There is a thigh swivel, and then the feet do, well, almost do 90 degrees on the ankle rocker. So there is a lot of posing possibilities with this guy. In fact, he poses quite well. If you are looking for a Bumblebee figure that's highly posable for Transformers 1, get this one. The figure comes with 5 accessories. First is the big gun that is in the movie, though it's the wrong color. I swore the guns were more white, or a mixture of white and this color. 2 blasters, one for each hand, that peg into the figure's fists, and then little blades that pop that are able to be mounted on the sides of the blasters. You can mount each blaster in the hand, as I said earlier, and they are just pegged into the hands. You can't flip them, though. If you try to put them on the wrong hand, they won't go in. They're supposed to go in nice and easy. And then the individual little blades go on the ends, like that. And don't get me wrong, I do think that is kind of cool, but I really wish that the hand could flip around and then you could just pop the blade somewhere else to be more like the movie, because that would have been better. So here we have the blades, and then each hand can easily hold the rifle, like so. One thing I have noticed, though, the stock on the rifle is too long, so you can't fully bend the elbow, which is a shame. Not the biggest deal in the world. A nice design point is that all of the weapons are easily stored on the figure's back. It works well. Another thing that's cool is that you can point the blasters downwards, so it looks like you could give him a jetpack, which would be cool if he could actually look up at all. So he could, fly. Something of note that I think is actually kind of neat is, see the hollowness? Well, I have a feeling that if you had another one of these blasters, you could just stack them on top of each other or into each other with the pegs. I think that would be pretty cool. Silly, but very cool. Something that isn't cool, however, is that neither of the gun nor the blaster can fit one of the blast effect gimmicks that have been in the line for how many years now? 5 years now? The holes are just too small, which is a shame. Now, my big gripe about the robot mode is, one, it is only sort of movie accurate. And the other thing is, I really think it's the wrong color. I really think that this mustard yellow that they've gone with does not work for the Bumblebee character. I'm sorry. I don't think the mustard yellow works. I really don't. In hand, it's okay, but it would have been so much cooler if this was a much more vibrant color. Because I mean, he is a much more vibrant color in the movie. Transformation time. Start off with by opening up the forearms. And this is actually slightly difficult because you kind of have to figure out a good way to open those forearms and flip the fists in and then close up the forearms. I have found that if you put the elbow all the way bent and then just push down on the fist, it'll just open up. There we go. And then we take the head and we turn it around 180 degrees. Come to the backpack, open it up, and then flip out this little charcoal panel. Grab the front of the chest and unpeg it and flip it up. And there's this little piece right here that pegs into the belly. Flip that in and then drop that down and drop down the top of the backpack. And you've got the front of the vehicle mode. Come to the heels and fold them up. Then come down to the feet and fold the feet straight down. Come to the back of the leg and unpeg the back of the leg. Flip it around, and then there's this peg right here at the bottom of the leg that'll peg into the shin. And do that on both sides, like that. And then we can smush them together and peg them in all together, like that. Now, we've got the figure like this. Take the hips or the thighs, fold them up so that it looks like the figure is sitting. Then there is a hinge right here at the belly button. You actually want to break the belly or the crotch away from the rest of the body, and that will fold up and peg into place just behind the backpack. Then we can take the arms, and here's the one hinge on where that screw is, and then that's the other hinge in the shoulder. So what we're going to do is actually fold up this first hinge and then push the second hinge in like this, and it should collapse the entire shoulder, which should snap just behind this wheel arch. And before you do that, turn it so that the bottom of the forearms are pointing to the outside of the robot mode, outside of the figure. There is a peg hole right there, and then there's another peg hole right here. So both one peg hole, and then you got to just kind of smush things together and push things forward. And we got the other peg in. And here we have the alternate mode, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. I still think it's a little weird, but it rolls with no issues. I don't really have anything to say about it other than it's fine. I mean, I'm sorry, folks. I don't know what I can say. I just cannot get enthusiastic about this thing. We have had how many Bumblebees at this point? They all have roughly the same transformation. This one is doing something different. I will admit that, especially with the legs. But, I mean, this is now the third or fourth Transformers 1 Bumblebee figure I've gotten. And it transforms in almost the exact same way as all the others. I just can't. I just cannot get myself to be enthused about this anymore. You can mount the blasters at the front of the vehicle mode, so that is something. He goes pew, 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 pew. You can also peg the stingers in here as well for added coolness, I guess. There are also slots at the back of the vehicle, which these will fit into as well. So you can do it like how I had, or you can do it like this, whichever is your preference. I suspect I would be much more enthusiastic about this figure had it come out when the movie was out. Instead, the only Studio Series figure we got was Optimus Prime, and that thing was a disappointment. It felt shoddy, and like this one, it's just so dark. There's no vibrancy in it, while in the movie is just full of color. Yet the toys are dull. I mean, literally, they are dull in the paint department. They just lack life. That's the long and short of it. And I mean, they are going to be releasing Elita 1 probably later this year, and maybe something else, but I'll pick up Elita probably, but I don't think I'm going to pick up anything else from Transformers 1. It's not that they're bad. It's that, well, Studio Series just, they're good figures, but they're just not doing it for me. at the end of the day, this is a pretty good figure, but I feel nothing. Okay? I feel nothing when I futz with this thing. Now, one of the folks over on Blue Sky or Twitter, I don't remember which social media, said that the lower legs look concave. Yeah, that's because they are. Specifically, these back panels right here and here, those are concave. But the knees themselves are, well, or the shins themselves are normal. It's just these back panels. I want to show this off because this figure is of good quality. Had this figure come out during the time of the movie, I would probably be much more enthusiastic about it. But as it stands, we're 7 months out from the movie. More than that, actually no. I think we're 9 months out from the movie, and it really just feels like the movie came and went with a wet fart, which is a shame because the movie was really, really good. I just wish the toys lived up to the movie's potential, we'll say. All right, folks, I hate to be a downer. Sorry about that, but I just don't feel anything with this one. Let me know what you think of Bumblebee down in the comments. Thank you all for watching. I will catch you all next time.